It's big dog season, and you can't stay still because you want it. Talk that talk, George. You still scraping your plate because you're hungry. Talk that talk.
This morning in a Metro Atlanta hospital room, a mother lies brain dead. Her family left reeling. Machines are keeping her body functioning only because she is pregnant. Her case is now raising new questions about Georgia's heartbeat law. Adriana Smith's family says they're being forced to wait without a voice while doctors try to keep her body functioning long enough to deliver her baby. Adriana has been on a ventilator for more than 90 days, and her family says they have no control over what happens next. 11 Alive's Cody Alcorn shares their story.
30-year-old Adriana Smith was about 9 weeks pregnant when she started having bad headaches in February.
Enough to know that something was wrong.
April Newkirk says her daughter went to Northside Hospital for help.
They gave her some medication, but they didn't do any tests. They didn't do any CT scans. If they did, they would have caught it.
The next morning, Adriana's boyfriend noticed something was terribly wrong.
She was gasping for air in her sleep, gargling. More than likely it was blood. She was taken to Emory, Decatur, and then she was transferred here.
To Emory University Hospital, where Adriana worked as an RN. Unfortunately, there was nothing doctors could do.
They did a CT scan and she had blood clots all in her head. So they had asked me if they could do a procedure to relieve them, and I said yes. And then they called me back and they said that they couldn't do it.
Doctors declared Adriana brain dead.
I feel as if somebody dropped the ball at the hospitals, and her boyfriend asked, please keep her. If she was kept at the hospital, we wouldn't be here.
Because of Georgia's heartbeat bill, which bans abortions after a fetal heartbeat is detected, her family says they weren't given any say in what happens next.
It's torture for me. I come here and I see my daughter breathing by the ventilator, but she's not there. And I'm touching her, and she has a son who I bring to see her.
Now, 21 weeks pregnant, her baby's health uncertain.
She's pregnant with my grandson, but my grandson may be blind, may not be able to walk, wheelchair bound. We don't know if he'll live once she has him.
A situation she says no one should be forced into.
It should have been left up to the family, because I'm in my 50s, her dad is in his 50s, so we're going to have the responsibility with her partner to raise her sons, you know? And I'm not saying that we would have chose to terminate her pregnancy. What I'm saying is we should have had a choice. We should have had a choice.
Cody Alcorn, 11 Alive News.
It is likely doctors will not induce Adriana for at least another month. Right now, under Georgia law, once a fetal heartbeat is detected around 6 weeks of pregnancy, abortion is illegal. Now, Georgia's Life Act says that, quote, no abortion is authorized or shall be performed if an unborn child has been determined to have a detectable human heartbeat. And again, Adriana was 9 weeks pregnant, at the time she suffered from the brain clots. And because she's brain dead and no longer technically at risk herself, the law requires doctors to keep her alive until the baby can survive on its own. Because this is what the law says when it comes to the pregnant woman having a medical emergency. It says, quote, medical emergency means a condition in which an abortion is necessary in order to prevent the death of the pregnant woman or the substantial and irreversible physical impairment of a major bodily function of the pregnant woman. When we reached out to Emory Healthcare, it told us they do not comment on individual patients, but they did tell us in a statement that Emory Healthcare uses consensus from clinical experts, medical literature, and legal guidance to support our providers as they make individualized treatment recommendations in compliance with Georgia's abortion laws and other applicable laws. Earlier this week, we talked with Monica Simpson, the executive director of Sister Song. That's a group that advocates for reproductive rights. She says what the Smith family is going through highlights the barriers built by the law.
And so now we are seeing a combination of factors here in this story that is making it so difficult for this family not only to navigate, but to also be able to get to a place where they could actually get to the healing that they deserve.
And then on Friday, we talked with Republican Georgia State Senator Ed Seltzer, who introduced the state's heartbeat law back in 2019.
Doug, I'm thankful that the hospital recognized the full value of the small human life that's living inside of this tragically dying young mother. Mindful of the agony of this young mother's family.
We also asked Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr, who's running for governor next year, about the case. His office says their prayers go out to Smith's family, also saying there is nothing in the Life Act that requires medical professionals to keep a woman on life support after brain death. Removing life support is not an action with the purpose to terminate a pregnancy, he said. 11 Alive was first to share the Smith family story. You can find our extended coverage right now on 11alive.com.
New developments right now in the case of a pregnant woman being kept alive on life support. 11 Alive first told you about Adriana Smith last week. She went to the hospital 8 weeks into her pregnancy, complaining of a headache, and just hours later, doctors declared her brain dead. It's a story that's making headlines all around the globe, sparking debates over Georgia's heartbeat law.
Tonight, our Cody Alcorn spoke exclusively with Smith's mother again about the emotional toll of this pregnancy, and she says the state left them no choice but to continue. He's live now from Emory University Hospital in Midtown. Cody, we know this is a situation that has really been taxing for this family.
It really has, Jennifer and Ron. Adriana was moved here to Emory Midtown on Tuesday. She's expected to remain on life support through August, when doctors plan to deliver her baby by C-section. 30-year-old Adriana Smith is 22 weeks pregnant.
But she's not there. She's not there. But the baby's there.
April Newkirk says her daughter was declared brain dead on February 19th. Adriana was 8 weeks pregnant.
We wanted to know if she was to abort, would she have a chance at her life? And they said there was no chance or no hope.
In Georgia, the state's heartbeat law bans abortions after a fetal heartbeat is detected.
So at that point, we continued with the pregnancy that we didn't have a choice or a say about. And I just want to be clear on something. We want her to have her baby. We want her life to continue throughout her children. But at the same time, to see her lay there like that, for that length of time, the grieving process for us, it can't even start. Because every time we go, we grieve and we hurt. And it's just unreal. It's unreal for anyone to go through this.
April says they named her daughter's baby Chance.
Because to me, he's getting a second chance.
Despite his mom's condition,
the baby is the right weight, a little bit over, which is a good sign. He has his legs, his toes, his limbs. Heartbeat is good and strong. It's just maybe because of the loss of consciousness with my daughter, the lack of oxygen that the baby didn't get. So that's where the cerebellum comes into place.
Baby Chance's future is still uncertain.
So the journey is for baby Chance to survive, and whatever condition God allows him to come here in, we're going to love him just the same, and we're going to embrace him.
Adriana does have a 7-year-old son. His name is Chase, and he has no idea what is happening. He still thinks his mom is just asleep. Now, as you mentioned, this whole case has sparked a conversation. It has sparked debate about the gray areas of the state's heartbeat law. And as reported last week, when I first sat down with April, she believes the heartbeat law needs to be re-examined and changed.
Cody, certainly a very difficult situation all the way around there. Thank you so much for bringing us that update tonight. Meanwhile, in a statement released last week from Georgia's Attorney General Chris Carr, his office said in part, there is nothing in the Life Act that requires medical professionals to keep a woman on life support after brain death. Removing life support is not an action with the purpose to terminate a pregnancy.
Good morning. Today is Tuesday, May 20th. The year is 2025. I am sitting outside on the deck having a cup of coffee this morning. I saw this video last week. Some days, I'm not going to lie, some days I have good days and I'm going to get up and do some video and sit down. I did some videos. I did not like the way those videos came out and I decided not to upload them. But this news article caught my eye about a woman, a nurse, who was at the hospital where Earl was at for months. And she worked there. And she went to the hospital. Not the hospital she worked at. I really wish she had somehow, sometimes when you go to a hospital, we have to start making wise, really think about the hospitals we go to when we're not feeling well. She wasn't feeling well, and I think she went to Northside Hospital. I could be wrong. But she worked at Emory at Clifton Road. I really wish she had went there. It's a very good hospital. Anyway, they didn't do a CAT scan or a CT check just to see what was going on. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes you got to make people say, I'm not feeling well, I need to have this done. I think had she gone to the hospital where she worked at, they would have given her the scans that she needed just to make sure that everything was okay and she just wasn't having a headache of some type. Turned out she had blood clots in her brain, and unfortunately, by the time they found this out, a couple of days later or so at a different hospital, they had to finally rush her to the hospital where she worked at and try to save her life, and then that didn't work out either. So now she's at a fourth hospital. I believe she's no longer at Emory. She's somewhere else where, because she's pregnant and brain dead, she died brain dead. Unfortunately, they're trying to force her to have this baby. She's being forced to have a baby. Well, she's dead, so her family is, and the baby is possibly going to be born with some birth defects. This is a lot to unpack. This was disturbing to me when I first saw this, especially when me dealing with Earl's death, having went through the hospital, the roller coaster ride of being in that hospital. Y'all, as I drove to that hospital, my anxiety levels would be so high, because I didn't know what to expect from day to day when Earl was in the hospital. I couldn't imagine Earl being dead in that hospital and I have to go see him on a daily basis, and while they're keeping him alive, I couldn't imagine it. I've been and went crazy. They'd have been to haul me up out of there. I mean, I just could not. My heart goes out to this woman because she and her family is going through. And then the part that really disturbs me, y'all, this baby could be born with more than likely is going to be born with some very serious birth defects or issues. So you all are okay with bringing a child into the world knowing that this baby's life right off the beginning is going to be challenged. Very challenging life for this child. I'm very confused by all this. So I don't know what to say about this video. I mean, I watched this stuff, and I watched it several times, and it just kind of broke my heart watching them going. I know I know I wouldn't want to go through this. I probably would. If that was my daughter in there, I'm sorry, y'all. I've been in unplugged every machine in that damn room. I locked myself in there and started unplugging shit. I just couldn't watch this. On the hopes that her child, they'd already told you the child was going to have serious health problems. They know this baby is going to have serious health problems. That woman is my age. She's in her 50s. Her husband is in her 50s. We already know once this baby is born, that lady was not married. Well, the husband, the father of this child is going to do like all niggas do. Poof, vanish. And they're going to be left taking care of this child. How much y'all want to bet? If by some chance this baby even comes out okay, because they already said that ain't happening, there's still no guarantee that man gonna hang around and raise his child by a woman who no longer lives here. They were never married. That's why I always say I would never have a child. If I was a woman, I would never get married, never have a child by a man get pregnant by a man I'm not married to, because there's no commitment to you in your life. A simple CAT scan may have resolved this issue. maybe. Jet blood clots in her brain. Could they have resolved it? Could they have fixed it when she was okay when she went to the hospital? I don't know, y'all. These hospitals, don't even get me started on these damn hospitals. After I saw what Earl went through, it was just mind-boggling what happened at that hospital. There was some good people there, and then there was some terrible people. When we got over to Decatur Hospital, Clifton, Emory, Decatur, that was just a nightmare. That was just unbelievable. Take care of your health. Make sure you go to the right doctors and right hospitals. If you're in a hospital, you know you're not feeling well, they talking about dismissing you with some Tylenol, start raising hell in that hospital like, I need to be seen, I need a CAT scan, I need this done immediately. Some people just don't care. And I think a lot of times, John, when it's us, when we're black Americans going to the healthcare system, don't give a fuck about our ass. They just don't care. I really wish she had somebody should have drove her to the hospital that she worked at. Okay, how far away, but put me in my car and take me to that damn hospital. Love to hear y'all thoughts and opinions about this baby being born with possible serious health issues that will impact that child for the rest of their life. But soon the baby do live. No guarantees of that either. There's a whole lot of gambling going on. I don't get it. But, they want to save the baby, save the life. Yeah, but then when the baby get here, everybody vanished. Nobody want to be there to help this woman. These parents are going to struggle to raise that child. I see it. Listen. I know some of y'all are bona fide, insane people. Y'all want to save these babies' lives, but y'all don't want to do nothing to help these families once these children get here. Nothing. No help at all. And if y'all think that the state of Georgia is going to step in to help this mother and her husband, and they ain't done it for nobody else, and all of a sudden they just stay over here, we're here to help. No, they ain't. They ain't going to help you do shit. You're going to struggle and fight for everything. Yeah, the sun is coming out. It's a beautiful day here. Anyway, I'm trying to get back in the groove of things. It's a struggle. Every day I'm back in the gym. I'm struggling there, getting back to normal. I'm going back today. It is a battle. It's been a battle. Every day is a battle. Every day is a fucking battle, y'all. I'm not going to sit here and lie. It's a battle every day. Something reminds me, it's not good. And I'm still taking care of business here. Life goes on. You still got to pay your bills. You still got to eat. You still got to go to the grocery store. You still got to get the grass cut. You still got to deal with this stuff. You still got to. But one thing I did do is I paused all the workers coming in this house because I couldn't take a job. They were running in the house. I said, okay, as soon as y'all finish up, we're going to start. Nope, we done. I'll see y'all next year because I can't do this right now. And there's some stuff I need done out here, around here. This is a never-ending project over here. I just can't have to hit the pause button. I can't do it. Not right now. Just mentally, I'm not mentally and physically. I'm just trying to get my health. My goal right now is to go to the gym, get my shoulder back to normal, exercise, get back in good health. I haven't even started back on cardio, which Lord knows I need to be doing that too. I haven't started that yet. I need to get me an old elliptical machine or something. I can do it right here at this house. There's some issues here I just got to figure out. But regardless, life goes on. But my heart does go out to this mother. That video broke my heart. I saw this last week and I thought really hard about what I wanted to say. Well, how I wanted to, my goodness, it's just a lot to have to go through. And it's like she said, they can't even breathe because every day they go in there, it just continues. The pain just is suffering. It's just, gosh, I couldn't even imagine going to them hospitals, y'all. You just don't, I don't know. If you've never had nobody in the hospital yet, be grateful. Because going back and forth to the hospital is exhausting, mentally draining, physically draining. It's a lot. And then there's so much confusion, they don't know what more to expect. They don't know. They just don't know. Well, I don't know what's going on with this dang on computer. What is going on here, Mr. Computer? Well, anyway, y'all. Today is trash day, so I gotta round up all the trash. And I gotta go over here and get dressed and go. I'm waiting for somebody to get here, but I gotta get out of here in a minute to go sit at my mother's place. I call them, I can forget, because we got an issue going over there with my mother. You know, it's a beautiful day. That wind feels good. Like it's gonna get hot. The Jazz Festival is this weekend in Atlanta. For those of you who will be here, I'll be here. But yeah, the Jazz Festival is here. So, with that said, you guys, I'm gonna conclude this video and prepare for. I got someone coming in here to look at something. When I redid the bathrooms in here, some of the bathrooms don't have shower doors, and I've called multiple companies over here to measure these doors and give me a price. I've agreed to their price. I said yes, I'm ready. When can we start? I never hear from them again. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to start. Y'all gave me the price. This is what you said it's going to cost, so let's do it. And I never hear from these people again. About 5 companies have did this way to me. So now I got another company. I have to have these shower doors installed because they're giving people use the shower. If I have guests over here, there's water all over the place. We can't have that all. Cleaning up all this water. Some of the bathrooms you can't use because we don't have a shower door there. All I want is a shower door installed. The people come out, they measure. I say, good, let's do it. And then I don't hear from them no more. So, anyway, maybe there's a glass shortage. Who knows? I can't figure this out. But some company's coming out today and talk to him again. He should be here. And he said he'd be here in an hour. Well, it's over an hour now. So, it's over an hour now. It's over an hour. But anyway, let me go inside here and I'm drinking this coffee. This coffee is hot. It's pretty hot today. I got stuff I need to do with my mama. So, anyway. Let me continue. Let me get this stuff done. These days fly by. I want to get to the gym by 2 o'clock. It's already 11 o'clock. So I'm going to upload this video. Look forward to reading y'all's comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions. You know what y'all think about this. This is just curious to see. But anyway, today is Tuesday. It is May 20th. It's beautiful. The wind. I'm thinking it's going to rain today. I don't know. May 20th. The year is 2025. I'm okay. I'm moving forward. I'm as best I can in the circumstances. I can sit and lie. Hey, everything's going hunky-dory. Everything's so great. I'll be telling a goddamn lie. No, it ain't going great. I'm making do. Alright, I'm out of here, and I'll speak to y'all later. Bye-bye.